Anyways, let's watch this video. I think it's gonna be kind of insane.
Why do you hate women?
I wouldn't say I hate women, I just believe in certain roles.
Hi.
Hello. My name is Bailey.
My name is Riley.
I'm Charity.
I'm Emily.
I am Chauvin.
I'm Peter. I'm the anti-fascist, but
Feminist?
Anti-feminist. Sorry.
Can you each take turns defining what that means for you?
I view feminism as a social movement advocating for the equality of all genders.
My view is anti-feminist. We were born and raised, and actually we tend to lean in towards those traditional ways, so.
Why do you think
But
we brought
why? But why? I feel like there's gonna be a lot of moments like that. This video is only 8 minutes and 49 seconds, but it's just, it's kind of insufferable how much people, like, if they just thought about certain concepts for like 20 whole seconds, they might kind of understand the other side, you know? Oh, we tend to lean into traditional values, but why?
two groups together?
It's really relevant today. There's a lot going on in the climate, so I feel like there's maybe even tension between women in general because of it.
Yeah.
So
Should we start with the shot?
Sure.
Sure.
I think I would need to drink first, too.
What are some stereotypes you've heard about feminists?
like, I imagine somebody with like hairy armpits and like has period pad earrings, and I'm like, I don't like it.
What makes you like feel that way?
I don't know. I feel like
she's on Twitter too much. Like, she's seen like one too many like really bad memes. Like, you know how there's like memes of feminists? Like, there's that one really famous one of the girl that's like this. Like, because that picture exists, so many people are just like, yeah, fuck feminism, because this girl made this one face and she looks crazy. Like, I don't even know what that girl was yelling about, but I'm pretty sure it was probably important.
Sports bras and tiny pants and heels, and trying to just go above and beyond to make it known that it's my body, I can do what I want with it, and you can't do anything.
I don't have sports bras or tiny heels. Or...
You're not wrong. Stereotype, not 100%.
It's all about body empowerment and doing everything you can with your body with whoever you please, instead of waiting for the right person or ignoring the other people. No, not sluts, but that not following.
But, like, have you ever, like, considered, like, why do you care so much, like, what other people are doing? Like, you know? Like, I don't spend all day, like, thinking about all the people that are, like, having sex or having, like, an orgy. Like, I hope they're having fun. I hope they're safe, okay? If I do think about that. But I feel like people like this spend so much time being pissed off about other people having sex. Like, it's weird. Like, it's borderline, like, weird. Like girl, like girly, like, are you traumatized? Because, like, I'm being, like, so real. Like, you have to have, like, something going on to be obsessed with other people having sex this way.
Let's say nicely the 10 Commandments, per se, you know.
Who gets laid more, feminist or anti-feminists?
I would have to say feminists. Anti-feminists typically have a stereotype of not exactly being sympathetic or empathetic towards women.
I can see that, but at the same time, I don't see how being anti-feminist would delay a person from being sexually active.
It's all stereotypes, but...
I mean, I would like to hope that everybody's having some share of affection or love.
Who gets laid more, feminists or anti-feminists?
I think feminists, just from what I've heard, especially from friends of mine that are women, when they're on dating apps and such, they have someone that they think is, you know, in that kind of sphere of not a feminist or is a Trump supporter or something like that, then they'd swipe left. Are you a Trump supporter, Bailey?
110%. I think he did a really...
Wow, I never would have guessed that Bailey is a Trump... Bailey's a Trump supporter? I can't say I'm surprised. I can't say I'm surprised. Like, you can tell this girl is a Trump supporter. Like, you just can.
Really good job at running the country.
Since we're talking about feminism, what do you think of his comments on women?
You know, people do say things and do things, and I don't think that people should be held accountable, especially for things that happened, you know, years and years and years ago.
Huh? What? What? Okay, this is a lot. This is a lot. Even the most like hardcore Republican, I have not heard them say, I don't think people should take accountability for their actions. At least not in the way that she's saying it. Like Republicans will say things like, oh, cancel culture. And it's like somebody who's getting charged of like sex trafficking or something like that. Cancel culture. That's like, I feel like that's like dog whistling to like, oh, like they shouldn't be held accountable for their actions. She just says it like flat out. Like I've never heard somebody say that before.
People can say things and still be kind, genuine people.
This is a tough question.
Oh God.
Why do you hate women?
What? Is that really it?
Is the question.
My answer is I do not hate women at
That's
all.
a good answer.
Why do you hate women?
I don't hate women. The things that they're trying to stand for, I just think is a little ridiculous. There's been so much time of us doing the same thing, and why would we want to change that?
I wouldn't say I hate women.
Just because we've been spending a long time doing something doesn't mean it's right. They spent a long time discriminating against many people. So is it right just because people have been doing it for a long time? I'm like, please, like, I just feel like somebody really needs to, like, shake these people. Like, just shake them. Like, please, like, think for, like, 20 more seconds. Because, like, you're actually saying, like, something insane.
Women, I just believe in certain roles.
I need to make this very, very clear. I do not hate women. Every woman's beautiful in their own way.
I don't trust them.
I think the definition of feminism has changed over the last 60, 70 years. I've seen it move towards focusing on women's rights and their reproductive rights, towards being really hateful towards men and their ideals of what is masculine and what isn't.
What?
So if I'm understanding you correctly, you agree with the principles of feminism, but you don't agree with a certain segment of feminists who you perceive to be more man-hating than they are about advocating for equality.
Yes.
This is a patriarchal society that is antithetical to what feminism says, which is we should all be equal.
Define, it has in quotations.
Okay, so this guy, like, I feel like if I was a guy and I was just, like, really naive and, like, never spent time hanging around women or, like, understanding just how much misogyny there really is in the world and like how much women like tolerate, then I would think the way that he does. Like, even when women say things like, oh, I hate men, you know, it's like of course women don't hate all men. It's just that they're like traumatized, you know? It just, I don't know. It's just, I don't think it's within his rights to be angry about that, really. I don't know.
It's a woman.
Define a woman.
Yeah.
A woman itself is anyone who believes that they identify as a woman.
I mean, gender to me is a social construct.
I do feel that definitions are hard, but I do feel that a woman is somebody who was born with a vagina. That's my definition of a woman.
When you're defining words, it can be super tricky to like get the actual definition. Like, how would you define a chair?
Well, it has like a seat and a back and 4 legs.
So a horse is a chair.
Group is more.
Dude, okay. I like that guy. That was pretty funny. I don't like it when people boil down, and obviously a lot of people hate it. Being a woman is boiled down to having a vagina. Like, I'm a sentient human being. Okay? I'm not a floating vagina, which would be very cool if I was. I think I would be famous if I was a floating vagina, and it would actually be really cool. And I think I would be on Anthony Padilla's podcast, and it would be like, I spent a day with a floating vagina. She has 1 million followers.
More racist, and why?
Oh boy.
It's a slam dunk for me, but I'm curious.
I think anti-feminism is really pretty racist.
I would agree.
I'm more liberal on the side of anti-feminism. I think a lot of people who are more traditional are more racist towards that fact and are willing just to stay with their groups.
Why does racism have to come into it?
Some of the first feminists were extremely racist.
I hate it when people say things like that because it's like, at the end of the day, like, everything intersects with racism, so it's totally valid to bring it up, especially in this conversation. You know, why is everything about race? Like, because racism, it affects people in so many different ways in their life every day. So, That's why.
And did not want to include people of color at all in the things that they
Really?
were fighting for. Yes, that's why.
Well, you just taught me something new.
What are they teaching people? She was just shocked that women of color weren't part of like the original feminists. Like, that's actually crazy.
That's why women of different races were allowed to vote at different time periods throughout history.
Honestly, don't know. I'm gonna just take a shot because I can't answer that question. Can you answer the question?
Yeah, I'd say generally I think anti-feminists are more
Yeah,
racist.
I figured you'd say that. Why?
Because there's typically a lot of beliefs that tend to go together.
I disagree. I mean, and personally, I don't see skin color. You're a human.
I think it's an outdated phrase to say I don't see color, and that was born out of not recognizing the different experiences people go through. For your case, you're saying you like to have a traditional kind of
I'm exhausted
household.
with her right now.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that if that's what you want. It's more about if you are trying to tell others the way that they should live and you're advocating, politically, voting for people or wanting laws to get passed that keep things a certain way, that restrict people.
Why change something that's works for so long?
Bailey is such a unempathetic, like emotionally, like unintelligent person. I'm so sorry. It's so insufferable.
Maybe it works for some people.
What are feminists not getting right?
It's not about us versus them. Feminism, at the end of the day, is about the ability for us to be able to work together and pick the best viable person to do the job, no matter what gender they are.
Do you remember when Trump first got elected and there were the women's rights riots?
Yeah.
People had like the little pink hats with the cat ears, the pussy hats. I don't know what they were called. It makes me think a lot about white feminism and the way that feminism is expressed. Like me included, to have to like check themselves at every point and be like, am I listening to people more marginalized than me? Or am I like getting really excited about a movement and like doing something performative, like wearing a pink hat with cat ears and yeah.
Give feminists one compliment or take a shot.
I'm taking a shot on that one.
Oh, okay. So the girl before this had a great point. Like buying a t-shirt with like a tampon on it, and that's like your activism for the day or something like that. I think that gives feminists a bad rap, which it shouldn't, because like when it comes to people who deal with like misogyny and stuff, it's like it boils down to one person. If one person does something, then for some reason it speaks for the whole entire group. It's like so.
I will say that I think feminists, radical or not, are real strong. Try to beat one down with your words. I don't think it's gonna happen.
There you go.
I think feminists are amazing in the way of they've made birth control, condoms more accessible, and I think as well as promoting there being male birth control as well.
All right, game's over.
Woo!
All right.
How was that?
Interesting that that's the only thing he cared about, but okay.
Good conversation. Yeah.
She wants to get
I
out
think
of
it's
there.
conversations that people need to have.
Yeah,
I liked it.
was
Yeah.
good. It was I was prepared for way worse.
Better than I thought.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I think it was good.
I felt like y'all were coming here expecting more tension,
Antagonism.
Yeah.
and you all got along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they are drinking, to be fair. Like, literally, they're drinking. You can have fun with literally almost anybody drinking. And that is why I just putting this message out there. Unsolicited advice incoming. I don't think people should drink on first dates because, like, you can have fun drinking with almost anybody. And they'll be like, yeah, dude, you woo. Okay, like, So that's why I think they got along that well. I think it's easier to get frustrated with people in sober mind. Anyways, that's how I feel, at least.